Welcome back to Laxers Playbook. We're going to get right into the hallway. If you would come with me, guys, come on. So, first game of the week, we have Missouri versus Clemson. Obviously, Missouri's 1-1, Clemson's 2-0. Their points per game for Missouri is 3.5, and then for Clemson, it's 13, so that's even a bigger margin. And then for Missouri, it's 6.5, Clemson, it's 7. So, my take here is Clemson's going to win. Even though they have a higher points against average, they still have a higher points per game average, which means Clemson will score more points and probably has a better defense just by a tad. So yeah, next one is here. We have Miami versus FSU. Both are 0-1. Miami has a points per game average of 3.5 and a points against average of 5.5. FSU has a points per game average of 4.5 and then a points against average of 5.5. So my take here is this is going to be a close game, but FSU will win this one just by a hair. And then if we come over to this one, we have UGA versus Notre Dame. UGA is 1-0, Notre Dame is 2-0. UGA has 9.5 points per game average. Dame has 8 points per game average. And then points against average for UGA is 2. Dame is 5 points per game average. My take is UGA will win this game. Then if we head over to here, we have Alabama versus Penn State. Alabama's 0-1. Penn State's 1-0. Points per game average for Alabama is 3.5. Penn State's points per game average is 4.2. Points against average is 4.5 for Alabama. Penn State's points against average is 4.0. So most likely Penn State will win another game. And then if we come over here, it's App State versus Gators. App State is 1-1, Gators are 1-0. Points per game average for App State is 7.5. Points against average for them is 9. Gators, it's 10 points per game. Points against is not 9. So Gators will most likely win that game based off stats. If we come over to here, LSU is 1-0, Vols are 0-2. Points per game average is 4.3. Points against average is 3.9. Points per game average for Vols is 3.5. Points against average is 2.7. So LSU is going to be a close one, but I think LSU will pull off the win. But if we come over to Auburn versus Michigan, it's a pretty good matchup. Auburn is 1-1. Michigan is 2-0. Auburn has a 9.5 points per game average, and then the points against average is 10.5. Then Michigan has a 0.5 points per game average, and then 4 points against average. So it's kind of a tough one because Auburn scores a lot of points, but gives up a lot of points at the same time. Auburn scores not a lot of points, but gives up even less points. So this probably will be a close one. Michigan's defense is just better, so I take Michigan. And then for the final game is UNC versus NC State. This is a rivalry matchup. This is actually game of the week. UNC is 2-0, and then NC State is 1-1. UNC has a points per game average of 6.5, and then a points against average of 4.5. NC State has a points per game average of 8.5 and a points against average of 3.5. Even though NC State has the better stats, I will take UNC just because of their dominance so far overall in this bracket. And those are my takes. See you later.